Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your energy reading for the month of May for the element of water. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you're Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or have water high up in your chart, then this message is for you. And if you've never had your charts read, I'll save you some time. There's a link in the description for a natal chart. It's not sponsored or anything like that, but it gives you your base 12 houses with all the little signs and symbols, and then there's 10 to 20 pages of a description of what all that means. And included in that is an elemental alignment, which is pretty interesting to read on its own. All the rest of the links down there are affiliate links or something. So if you click through those, that does help the channel. So with that, we will get started. I cast your hexagram of I-ching before we started the stream, or we started the video. And water, you have number 26, which is called the Great Nourisher. And the text reads, "The Great Nourisher favors righteous persistence, good fortune resulting from not eating at home. It is favorable time for crossing the great river or sea." And when they talk about the river or sea in this aspect throughout this book, they're talking about big projects, big themes. It could be a big group of people as well. So there's a couple of different options there. And it says good fortune results from not eating at home. That could mean that you're just staying so busy you don't have time, but we'll get into the lines and see what it really means. So our foundation line here, trouble threatens. It would be wise to bring activities to a halt. So there may be a period where you start running into some roadblocks. Just take a second, pause, look around, what's going on? Because something might be coming up for water that requires them to put a little bit of a brake check on. It's not saying you have to stop everything, your forward momentum's not going to really go away. It just says this is not a time for you to continue to rush forward. There might be something that you're not catching or you're not seeing. So taking that break and allow yourself to do some reflection and figure out where am I, what's going on is the best option here. So our second place line, a broken axle. So this is really saying what's going on is not your problem, and that's why you have to take that pause. There's something outside of your immediate world that is causing some distraction, some chaos. It could be a coworker that's acting up. It could be something going on with, your local waterworks is your water, so it makes sense. Or something along those lines where it's outside of your control, but it does affect you. Again, this is not it's not your fault, but it is your problem. So don't get too stressed out if things happen to go a little weird this month. Our third place line, a fine steed galloping. Persistence under difficulties will win the advantage. It is best to be occupied all day long with defensive measures. It is favorable to have a goal or destination in view. If you don't have a defined goal, long-term even is fine. It doesn't have to be like, I want to finish this by the end of the month. A long-term goal, it counts too. It's going to be a little bit of a harder path. That doesn't mean it's not going to be functional. You just should have that goal ahead of you. And it's like a fine steed galloping. So as you're moving, it's going to look really graceful. Because if you ever watched a really quality horse running, it's just smooth. Even though, it might be a little bumpy with for the person riding. But when you see them moving, there's grace there. And that's what they're talking about is, you're going to do this quickly. It's going to happen, whatever it may be, whether it's that business, it's that promotion. It's going to be happening pretty quickly. Persistence under difficulty. You're showing how strong your core values are because, yeah, there's a problem. You had to pause. You had to reevaluate. You had to fix the broken axle. And then you moved on because you know how to do this. And that's what this is saying is you're going ahead, and that's what's going to help win your advantages. Being occupied all day long with defensive measures, preparing for the future, expecting the best, planning for the worst. So you're not just kind of sitting around letting life happen. You're preparing for both sides of the equation. And that's the best way to live life, really. But for water, that's what your May is looking like. Favorable to have a goal or destination. Again, you want to make sure you have some kind of focus for this month. And if you don't have a vision board, this could be the time to build one. Building up those affirmations, getting clear on some goal that you're shooting for, and then taking steps, even if it's even if it's simply meditating or praying about it each day, so that you're starting to put more effort and energy towards that goal. So our fourth place line, this first broken one, the headboard of a young ox, sublime good fortune. I know what the headboard of a young ox is, but there's a footnote. Let's see what they have to say. What is this? The symbol of a piece of wood, not unlike a kangu, used for the same purpose to rope and not a nose ring. The suggestion is the one who has not attained full strength and benefits from being restrained. So, the headboard of a young ox, sublime good fortune. This may be, you want to be moving forward, but you want to be moving forward controlled. You don't want to just go flailing about, is what that's really talking about. And as long as you have that focus and you're staying true to your goal, that's that success that's going to come in. It's going to be a beneficial thing. Your promotion might be delayed, but you'll get it. If you're starting that business, it could have some hiccups, but it's going to open. The success is going to show up. It just means could be some little more self-control or a little more self-evaluation before that happens. So your fifth place line, a gelded boar's tusk, good fortune. So if you've not on a ranching life, being gelded as a male means that you no longer can reproduce. So the tusk of one of them tends to be, not always, but some of the times will be a little bit softer. Horns will do that too, to a certain extent. Again, not all of them. And so they're really saying, even if you're being kind of frustrated or things are pushing towards you, it's not going to be a big deal. You're still going to be able to succeed beyond that. They do have a note here. It is an emblem of opportunity. So if you have good luck already, and there's something that pops up like the lucky feather, a four-leaf clover, a lucky penny, whatever it is that you visualize as good luck, there's going to be that symbol that shows up for you. So you're going to be paying attention, because when that symbol shows up, that's when you want to really take positive steps in that moment. Don't forget to thank Source for the reminder, but pay attention to your signs and symbols and those emblems of luck that you view, because this is going to play a part in your life this month. Our capstone here, carrying heaven's way. So you're basically, your will is aligned with the divines this month, water, which not everyone can say. And when your will is aligned with heaven's order, that's giving you an opportunity that a lot of people don't have the option to have. I mean, some people will, and next month it might be someone else's. But this month it's yours. You get to be the one to make the decisions, because basically what it's saying is Source has protected and supported you, and now it's the time for you to make these decisions and take these next steps, because you're ready to advance. You're ready to grow, whether that be spiritually. If you have a spiritual goal in mind, this is a great time for that. Or if it's a physical goal, like a job promotion or starting a business or some kind of expansion financially, there's going to be some really good luck for you going forward this month. Again, may not be for everybody, so take what works, but then leave the rest, obviously. But there is a lot of positivity across the board for water this month. So with that, we're going to hop into our cards. Before we do that, I read intuitively, so if you see something different with the cards, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. It's always interesting to hear other people's opinions and perspectives. While you're down there, hit that like button and subscribe. And how I do my readings for the months is we look at each week, and there's 4 weeks in May, give or take, so we're going to go with 4, and then each week we look at a guide or a guardian, a message from Source, and then a little more clarity from the tarot. So your first week, water, is the goddess Hecate, queen of the witches, and the stone is mica. I love this card. It's such a beautiful image. Your energy that's coming in this first week is the crossroad of destiny. You enter into the unknown with complete trust in your heart, recognizing that this is the portal to new experiences of divine grace. You make your choices from the soul level, understanding that what you decide at this time has the potential to transform your world in the most beautiful way for the spiritual benefit of yourself and all beings. You embrace change, feeling spiritually secure and supported from within. You cross the threshold into the new, surrendering into unconditional trust. This first week, you have a great deal of transformative energy opening up to you. You have pathways that you may not have recognized before, or you may not have thought were even open to you. But there's going to be that shift that first week of May, so be aware that there is a lot of potential here. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It means it's potential. So you have the option to pick. The I-ching talks about how things are going to speed up for you, but there may be a couple of hiccups along the way. But that's implying that a lot of the hiccups are not knowing the goal, not knowing the destination, not having that fixed thing ahead of you to aim for. So this first week, it's being said that you have a lot of options, and it's time to pick one. You can pick two, even be like, I want this one, but I kind of want this one too. That's fine. But look at your bigger picture and see what's actually being offered there. Your message from Source is lost in space. Good grief, water. This is unreal. Needing direction. You really are being called to make a decision. Water tends to go with the easiest path, which is great, but you're being given the opportunity to pick your path. Pick your own adventure storybook here. So what direction do you want to go? Source is pushing you very hard this first week to make that decision. What direction? Do you want to go with that promotion? Do you want to stay where you're at? Do you want to quit this job and start another one? Do you want to propose to that person? Are you single and looking? Make the decision this week, Water. This first week is really important from what I'm hearing. Your message from the tarot is the 6 in the major arcana, so big life energy. I'm hearing this one applies for the month, so we'll see how this works. We have the Lover's card. True love, long-lasting, choices made from the heart, a return to good health. If you're in a relationship, renew that relationship. It is springtime, the season of Beltane, and the season of fertility is upon us, so renew that relationship. If you're single, this is a great time to open yourself to that new attraction. Open yourself to that new love. There's a decision to be made, so that could be part of this. But it's also saying learn to listen to your heart, to your soul, to that intuitive guidance. Again, pray before you meditate so you get clear advice. But you want to really be open to new experiences this month. And with the advice from Hecate and Source being find direction, you have opportunities. Where are you going? With the Lovers coming in, it's saying you don't have to worry. If you're choosing your path from a spiritual sight, you're going to be able to move forward very rapidly in the right direction. But the stone wall, the thing that's kind of blocking you up, is literally being offered to you to fix this first week. You don't have a direct channel, you don't have a specific path, and that's the roadblock. It's not really a roadblock, it's indecision block. So try to get clear in this first week. Do the prayers and meditations. Do what you need to do to get focused. What is it you want to create? What is it you want to build? Like I said, it could be a short-term 1-month thing, or it could be something going on to the end of the year or the rest of your life. But make the decisions this first week. So our second week, we have the Ascended Master, Lady Nada, and the stone is rhodochrosite, and your energy coming in is sensitivity. Your devoted heart is a willing, conscious, and clear channel for spiritual grace. Your growing sensitivity empowers you to experience loving presence in the divine and to become the light of tremendous compassion. Your sensitivity increases in perfect harmony with your ability to process subtle energies, then generate a protective field of spiritual light. You claim the space that you need to process your experiences and thrive. You trust what you sense and respond with wisdom. It is safe and wild and startling to be a beautiful and sensitive soul with higher awareness. Once you make the decision, notice how your energy shifts. Once you get clear on a goal or a vision, notice how things become more open to you. It's no longer, well, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. It's more of, actually, I have my path. That's where I'm going. I can get going on this. And that makes life so much easier. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect by any stretch, because sometimes the biggest challenges come with biggest rewards. But you're able to be aware of where you're headed. You're not kind of just floating around in the ether anymore. You have a goal. You're moving towards it. So now it's just, this is what I have to deal with to get to that point. And if you're doing so with Source, with Spirit, notice, and I'm telling you this honestly, notice how suddenly a problem becomes a doorway and it's just not there anymore. Source will help clear the path unless you have a soul lesson that you have to learn. That's a different story. But when you're working and your intention is a set goal and you're working in alignment with your soul and with Source, things tend to work out a little bit quicker than normal. And This is interesting. I love how these cards are setting up for you, because you have Rhodochrosite, Ascended Master, Lady Nada, and Sensitivity, which is this beautiful pink card with a heart in the middle and a cross. Your message from Source is number 2739, so it's 3 9s. So you have that divine number coming in, and it's the heart home with compassion, sensitivity, compassion, earth, water. This is your time to reconnect. This is your time to really open your heart to the love of the universe, that agape love that defies all logic and reason, but it does not have, it's not an open door. Agape love is the universal love, but universal love does not mean universal doormat. And this compassion aspect that I'm getting with this is learn to view the world from your heart. The good is good, the bad is bad. If it's bad, avoid it or redirect it. If it's good, empower it. And that's what's coming forward here. So when you look at the second week, it is this call to being more sensitive, more intuitive, more in tune with your higher frequency, and your heart being opened up, just like with the lovers in the second week, or the first week. You have this energy calling you to reconnect with your heart. Water, if you happen to have been one of those people who, especially if you've worked in certain types of industries, we'll say retail is one of them, customer service type stuff, you may have become a little more jaded because being more empathic, because all water is, you may have come to a point where you don't trust people, you find them all kind of annoying, and that happens. But when you remember to check from your heart, they can still be out there and be their annoying little selves, but you see them as souls dealing with trials, dealing with struggles, dealing with their own lessons. So yes, you don't have to interact with them, but you're looking at them from the eyes of compassion, being like, you know what? I get it. You're not going to interfere in my life because you stay over there. That's that building that light barrier. But at the same time, I don't have the darkness towards you anymore. I'm going to hand you over to Source. Let Source deal with you. I'm not in the mood for it right now, and that's perfectly acceptable to say. Your message from the tarot is the 10 of Autumns. Take steps to ensure financial security of your children and loved ones, making wise investments, planning for retirement, and honoring family or personal traditions. So when you're going through all of this, you're doing this for a purpose. You're planning ahead. You're getting that goal focused. That allows you to plan, make decisions, save, spend, whatever it is, invest towards that goal. And that's what the 10 of Autumn is saying in the second week. You're opening up to this new frequency. You're opening up to this more intuitive side of yourself. And by doing that, you're going to be able to see the next path way more easily than you did before. You have the goal, but now it's how do I get there? And that's where getting this forward-thinking momentum going allows you to actually see the path ahead a little bit easier. It doesn't mean you're living there. You're observing it. That way you can make the plans to live in the now and go towards that goal. So your message for the third week, or guide or guardian, is the Ascended Master Hilarion. And your stone is, oh good grief, Chrysoprase. Not good with some of these names. Your energy is discernment. So we have, you rely upon your inner knowing to perceive the truth beyond appearance. You feel deep within for the truth of divine love within you, guiding you in every moment, inspired by grace with perfect timing. You attain the clarity that you need to feel joy and support as you trust your emerging insights to safely navigate your way to the higher ground. Your inner eye sees the truth with faithful and playful guides in your path. You recognize and are nourished by the supreme vibration of truth. Your energy in this third week is bringing everything together. The first week is making the decision. The second week is opening up to the more spiritual guidance from and empathic abilities. Sometimes those can be great. Sometimes they are not so great. But having them open allows you to see truth a lot more clearly. And then this third week, it looks like you're bringing things together. Made the decision, opened up, started listening to Source more. You're getting that path cleared out. The third week, now it's time to start making the big decisions. Discernment is knowing that's not a good idea, that's a better idea. That one might be a little bit too complicated. I'll go over here because I'm feeling led that this is a better path. And so you're bringing all of this together, your knowledge and your wisdom with your intuition. It allows you to move more smoothly through life. And like I said, I'm hearing this could be more, this reading's more focused towards work and business, but you do have the element of relationship as well, so activate that if that is where it's at for you. Your message from Source is number 53, The Stranger and Curiosity. When you live in the now moment, you're planning for the future, you're shooting for that goal up ahead, but the beauty of life is the mystery. Be aware of how strangers interact with you this month, or especially this third week. You may end up having that one weird experience where you're talking to somebody, like if you're a customer service, you just bump into someone at the store and it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And all of a sudden you have this weird conversation. It may give you the exact inspiration that you need in a moment where you're like, I've hit a roadblock, I feel like. Sometimes Source uses strangers, or angels in disguise, to remind you of what's needed. And from personal experience, and so I'm not saying this from, oh, well, this is what you have to do. In a personal experience world, I've had that happen more than once at various jobs that I've done, waiting tables, working outside, doing whatever, and you'll come across somebody and they're just bubbly and bouncy, and you might not be having the best day, and they'll make one comment, polite, very friendly, you're having a casual conversation, small talk stuff. They'll make a comment, smile, and walk away, and you're sitting there gobsmacked going, wait, it just like reset something. And you feel better, and you want to be able to thank them, but they've already disappeared because you needed that, and it opened that curiosity again. Don't live in the structured now, which is almost impossible for water to do anyway, but live in the now with the mystery. Like, what's happening next? Where are we headed? I have this goal, but how am I going to get there? And you get that excitement going. Source is going to be like, cool, now we're on the same page. Let's do this. They're going to protect you. Your guides, your guardians, your angels are going to protect you. You may have some things you need to learn along the way. That's just life. But you'll know you're going to end up where you're supposed to be. And having that stranger pop through, that strange energy that comes in and kind of taps you on the shoulder, gets your attention, that's going to benefit you. So, our message from the tarot is number 20 with renewal. Review the past and the present so you can plan the new future, understanding life purposes, and releasing judgment for yourself and others. This is a big month for water, I'm feeling. There's going to be a lot of positive changes, a lot of shifts in the right direction for you. There is this awareness shift, if not even a physical one, that is going to be coming through. And I could say, like some people will say, oh, it's prosperity, it's luck, it's all this money. That's not all I'm seeing. I'm seeing that there's going to be a internal shift to this higher frequency, to this more clear state. What I am feeling for water is you're going to have fun. It's going to be enjoyable. You might have a couple of hiccups along the way, but when you're done, you're going to look back at those times and laugh. And that's where this renewal's coming in, is just renewing your soul. This month is a spring month. It is a month of fertility and expansion. So embrace that. Have fun with it. Do things that light you up as a person. And when I say light you up, when you're excited, you glow. When you're happy, you glow. This is the type of energy calling you to that. If your idea of having a really good time is going to the bookstore, finding a coffee shop afterwards, and sitting out on the patio and reading for 2 hours, find time to do that. Let yourself enjoy life again. And that's this third week's reminder, is you're integrating the first two. Because once you have the goal and you understand how you're showing up in the world and you've got the proper boundaries set, this third week is now you get to bring things into play, but enjoy the mystery and the path along the way as well. It's not just, I have to be so structured and I have to do this and I have to do that. No one does well with that. It's boring. But if you can tap into that excitement side of things where you're not sure the next step, but you're going to go forward anyway, that's where the fun comes in. Your last week's guide or guardian is the goddess Rhiannon, and your stone is Amazonite, and the energy is integrity. You listen deeply for the truth of your heart. You create harmony between your intentions and your words and actions. You make promises that honor your soul. Based on the wisdom of your heart, you make these decisions with courage and boldness. You act with respect for spiritual wisdom. You recognize your power within, which surrenders you into the inspired service for the greater good. You have the strength of character that you need to live in integrity with your own heart. You emanate peace, grace, and beauty. This fourth week is where everything comes together. This third week was integrating it, pulling it all in. You're going to start to see the results type of thing. But this fourth week is where you're now radiating it out. It's like you built the computer program and this fourth week you're pushing go live. And so you've got this, everything's built up, everything's started for you, and now you're going to be able to shine that light forward. And that's a powerful message, but you're doing so with a concept of integrity. In other words, you're not trying to pull one over on anybody. You're not trying to like, I'm going to be sneaky about this. You're being upfront and honest. This is what I'm doing. If it's a business, this is what I offer. If it's that promotion that you're finally putting the application in for, this is what I know. This is what I don't know. This is what I know I can bring to the table. Like, you already have the awareness, you have all this experience, and you've built everything up. And now's the time to actually go forward with it. Your message from the source is number 14, Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. This is that living in the now but not planning every single step. When you experience life as it comes, you have the goal, you have the destination, you're aiming for that, that's where you're headed. But you're allowing source to show you the beauty and the mystery of life as you go. It says drifting, but in reality it's setting your sail and then letting source guide you. You're not totally out of control, but you're also just not trying to like flail around and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Because you do, water. That's the thing. You do know what you're doing. You do know where you're going. That's why that first week is so important in May, is to get that week of decision and that planning down. Figure out where you're going. And once you do that, let the adventure play out through the month. And it could be longer too. Your message from the tarot is the 8 of Autumn. Do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeship. Excellent craftsmanship and long-term payouts. If you have the goal and you're still kind of struggling with how you're going to get there, start doing some research. Figure out what you need to know to be able to move forward towards that goal. And I will say there are some of you out there that are going to get the direction of your goal, and you're going to be like, well, this isn't quite what I want. That's where the education and knowledge and learning comes in, because when you accept that, maybe this isn't the right path. I made a decision, oopsie. And just like the I-ching talks about, you may have those roadblocks. That's fine. But the 8 of Autumn is saying, don't let that get you down. If you hit that roadblock and you're still not sure what to do more research. It's totally okay to say, source, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I may have not chosen the right path. Let me look into this more, and then if necessary, I can reset. There's no such thing as everything's locked in stone unless fate tends to intervene, which does happen on occasion. You do have the free will to make decisions on your own behalf. And water, this month, it's saying, if you can get clear on that, notice how things shift and how source steps in to support you. You may end up having everything fall into place in a very short period of time because you're spiritually ready for that, and you may have to go through a few spiritual cleanings to get some stuff out of the way to open that doorway completely. And if that happens, that's also great. The one thing I keep hearing through this entire energy field for water, have fun with this. Do not lock yourself into, oh, I have to do it this way, because that's not going to benefit you. Find the joy in this energy. This energy is like, it feels amazing. It's very much light. It's very much sun. I keep hearing like little kids laughing in the background type stuff. Do the things that bring you joy. Do the things that wake up your inner child, and have fun with this month. Get clear on a goal, and then let source guide the rest of it. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Have a great month of May, which water, you're doing great this month, and I will see you in the next video.